everybody, and welcome to another edition. Today, we're going to talk about a question that I get asked a lot is, what is the difference between a violin and a viola? Not the difference between a violin and a fiddle. That's another episode. The difference between a violin and a viola is how long each of them burns. No, I'm just kidding, actually. Though there is more wood on a viola. The difference between a violin and a viola is you can hear I was playing a really rich and deep tune. I was really just playing a scale on this viola. And the violin has a higher range. The viola is actually one string lower. So a viola is tuned C, G, D, A. Had to think about that for a second. Whereas a violin is tuned G, D, A, E. So you lose the E string from the violin and you add on a lower string, the C string, on the viola. And I'll hold them both up for you. And hopefully you can see the difference. The viola has a bigger body, longer neck, to accommodate that deeper, richer sound. And the interesting thing about violas is they come in all sorts of different sizes. Now, of course, a violin you can get in different sizes too, but when you get to a full-size violin, there's really very little variation between one full-size violin to another. As young people are growing up and growing into larger and larger violins, they'll go from maybe a quarter size to a half to 3/4 to a full-size violin as their bodies are able to accommodate that larger instrument. But once you reach a full-size violin, there's really no change because that's the ideal shape to accommodate the sound that comes out of a violin. A viola is a little different. A viola, the range with that lower C string, the ideal size for a viola is really nothing that a human being, a normal-sized human being, could accommodate. It would be much larger. So for that, they have a smaller shape than what science would dictate necessary. But that gives it a bit of a muted sound, and it actually can be quite pretty to listen to. So there are different size violas. This is a 15.5-inch size viola, and 15.5 is just from the top of the body to the bottom of the body. That's what dictates the 15.5-inch size. And they can go anywhere up to 17, I think maybe even 18-inch violas, just depending on what you're comfortable with. Now, I'm 5'9", and going from being a violin player to a viola, a smaller viola, 15.5-inch viola, was really my size, the size that worked for me. So that is the difference between a violin and a viola.